Drink that destroys memory faster. After 70, most seniors have it daily. Picture this for a moment. Your grandmother is sitting at her kitchen table, the same table she's had for 40 years, and she's pouring herself a glass of something she's been drinking every single day since she was young. It feels harmless. It feels familiar. It even feels comforting. But what if I told you that this one daily drink, the one sitting in almost every senior's refrigerator right now, could be quietly working against her memory, her focus, and her independence? Not overnight, not with some dramatic warning sign, but slowly, silently, in the background, the way water wears down a stone over years without anyone noticing until one day the stone is simply gone. This is the kind of thing doctors rarely sit down and explain in a regular checkup, because there's no single test for it, no blinking red light. But research has been quietly piling up, and it points to one very common drink that's having a much bigger effect on the aging brain than most people ever imagined. If you're over 70, or if you love someone who is, I think you need to hear this. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's happening, why it happens, and most importantly, what you can do about it starting today. Before we go further, if you're new here, welcome to Dr.Selric, where we talk about real, practical ways to protect your health as you age, without the confusing medical jargon and without the scare tactics. If that sounds like your kind of channel, hit that subscribe button and tap the like button too. It genuinely helps more seniors and families find these videos when they need them most. Okay, let's get into it. So what is this drink? It's not some rare, exotic beverage. It's something so normal, so woven into daily life, that most people don't even think of it as a drink they need to worry about. We're talking about regular sugary soda and sweetened soft drinks. Yes, the classic cola, the lemon-lime soda, the fruit-flavored fizzy drinks that have been on grocery store shelves for generations. For many seniors, it's a drink that's been part of their routine since childhood. Lunch with a cold soda, dinner with a soda, maybe even a little glass in the afternoon as a treat while watching TV. It feels like such a small, innocent pleasure. But here's what most people don't realize. When researchers studied brain scans of older adults who regularly drank sugary beverages, they noticed something troubling. The areas of the brain responsible for memory, especially a region called the hippocampus, appeared smaller and showed signs of faster aging compared to people who rarely drank sugary drinks. Smaller hippocampus size has been linked again and again to memory problems and a higher risk of cognitive decline. Now, I want to be clear. One soda isn't going to erase your memories tomorrow. This isn't about fear for the sake of fear. This is about a daily habit, repeated for years, slowly tipping the scales. Think about it this way. Imagine your brain is like a garden. Every single day, you're either watering the flowers or pouring a little bit of weed killer on the soil. One day won't destroy the garden, but do it every single day for 10, 20, 30 years, and eventually the garden looks very different. That's what's happening here. The sugar in these drinks causes blood sugar spikes, and over time, repeated spikes can lead to something called insulin resistance, even in people who don't have diabetes. And here's the part that really surprised researchers. Insulin doesn't just affect your blood sugar. Your brain actually needs insulin to help neurons communicate properly. When the body becomes less sensitive to insulin, the brain can struggle to get the energy it needs, almost like a phone slowly losing battery life faster and faster, no matter how much you charge it. Now here's where it gets even more interesting and a little uncomfortable. Many seniors believe that switching to diet soda solves the problem. After all, no sugar, no harm, right? Unfortunately, some studies have found that people who drink diet sodas daily may also face a higher risk of stroke and certain types of dementia compared to those who rarely drink them. Researchers aren't entirely sure why, but some believe it may be related to how artificial sweeteners affect blood vessels in the brain, or how they impact gut bacteria, which we now know has a surprising connection to brain health. So if you've been telling yourself, I switched to diet so I'm fine, I want you to really sit with this for a second, because this might be one of those moments where what we thought was the safe choice wasn't quite as safe as we believed. I know this might feel heavy right now. Maybe you're thinking about your own daily soda, or maybe you're thinking about your mom or dad who has one with every meal. I want you to know, this isn't about guilt. This is about awareness, because once you know something, you have the power to change it. And the good news, the really good news, is that the brain is far more resilient than most people think, especially when you give it the right support starting today. Let's talk about some early warning signs that your brain might already be asking for help. Signs that are often brushed off as just getting older. Maybe you walk into a room and forget why you went in there. Maybe you find yourself rereading the same paragraph because your mind keeps drifting. Maybe names that used to come easily now take a few extra seconds, or sometimes don't come at all. Maybe you've misplaced your keys more often lately, or struggled to follow a conversation in a noisy restaurant. On their own, these moments seem small, but when they start happening more frequently, they can be your body's quiet way of waving a little flag saying, "Hey, pay attention to me." Here's a myth I really want to clear up because I hear it so often. A lot of people believe that memory decline is just an unavoidable part of getting older, something you simply have to accept, like gray hair or wrinkles. But here's the reality. While some changes in memory speed are normal with age, significant memory loss is not considered a normal part of healthy aging. In fact, many lifestyle factors, including daily drink choices, play a much bigger role than most people realize. This means you have far more control over your brain's future than you've been led to believe. And that, to me, is incredibly empowering. So now you might be wondering, okay, if sugary sodas and certain diet sodas are quietly working against memory, what should we be drinking instead? And don't worry, I'm not about to tell you that you need to give up every comfort and survive on plain water for the rest of your life. That's not realistic, and honestly, it's not necessary. Small, simple swaps can make a huge difference over time. One of the easiest changes is replacing your daily soda with sparkling water mixed with a splash of real fruit juice, like orange or cranberry. You still get that fizzy, refreshing feeling. You still get a little natural sweetness, but without the heavy sugar load or artificial sweeteners. Another wonderful option, and one that's backed by a surprising amount of research, is green tea. Green tea contains compounds called catechins, which some studies suggest may help protect brain cells from the kind of stress and inflammation linked to memory decline. Plus, the gentle caffeine in green tea has been associated with improved alertness and focus, without the jittery crash that coffee sometimes causes. And let's not forget good old water. I know, it sounds boring compared to a cold soda, but dehydration is incredibly common in older adults, partly because the sense of thirst naturally decreases with age. Even mild dehydration has been shown to affect concentration, mood, and short-term memory. So sometimes what feels like brain fog isn't really about memory at all. It's simply your brain quietly asking for more water. A simple habit that helps many seniors is keeping a marked water bottle nearby, so you can visually track your intake throughout the day without having to think too hard about it. Now here's something I want you to really hold on to, because it's one of the most hopeful pieces of information in this entire video. Even if you've been drinking sugary soda every day for the last 20 or 30 years, it is not too late to make a change. The brain has a remarkable ability called neuroplasticity, which basically means it can adapt, rewire, and even strengthen certain connections when given the right environment. Studies have shown that even small dietary changes, combined with simple habits like daily walking, reading, or engaging conversation, can support brain health at any age. Your brain isn't a sinking ship that's already gone under. It's more like a garden that's been a little neglected, but with a bit of care, it can absolutely bloom again. Let me share something with you. I once heard about a woman in her late 70s who had been drinking 2 sodas a day for as long as she could remember. Her family noticed she was becoming more forgetful, repeating questions, losing her train of thought mid-sentence. Instead of panicking, they made small changes together. They swapped her afternoon soda for herbal tea. They started taking short walks after dinner. They added more colorful vegetables to her plate. Nothing extreme, nothing overwhelming. And over several months, her family noticed she seemed sharper, more present, more like herself again. Now, I want to be honest with you, this is one example, and everyone's situation is different. But it shows something important. Small, consistent changes can genuinely shift how someone feels day to day. I also want to gently mention, this video is meant to give you helpful, simplified information, not to replace a conversation with your doctor. If you're noticing memory changes that worry you, or if you're thinking about making changes to your diet, especially if you have diabetes or other health conditions, it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor first. They know your history, and they can guide you in a way that's safe and personalized for you. Here's another common mistake I see often. Many people think brain health is only about food and drink, but sleep plays an enormous role too. Poor sleep, especially over many years, has been linked to a buildup of certain proteins in the brain associated with memory problems. So alongside rethinking that daily soda, something as simple as creating a calming bedtime routine, dimming the lights an hour before bed, or avoiding caffeine in the late afternoon, can quietly support your brain while you sleep. It's like giving your brain a little nightly cleaning service, clearing out the clutter so it can function better the next day. I know we've covered a lot today, but I really hope this gave you a new way of looking at something so ordinary, so everyday, that most of us never stop to question it. A simple drink, a daily habit, and yet, such a powerful impact on something as precious as our memories, our independence, and our ability to stay present with the people we love. If this video meant something to you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, were you surprised by any of this? Do you or someone you love drink soda every day? Have you already started making small changes like the ones we talked about? Your stories genuinely help other people in this community feel less alone. And sometimes, reading someone else's experience is exactly what gives another person the courage to make a change too. And if you found this helpful, please consider sharing it with a friend, a parent, or anyone in your life who might benefit from hearing this. Sometimes the people we love the most are the ones least likely to come across this information on their own. And a simple share from you could be the gentle nudge that helps someone protect their memory for years to come. Before you go, I just want to leave you with this. Your memories aren't just facts and dates. They're the moments you shared with people you love, the laughter, the stories, the quiet conversations that mattered. Protecting your brain isn't about being perfect or giving up everything you enjoy. It's about small, loving choices, made one day at a time, that help you stay present for all the moments still ahead. Take care of yourself and take care of that beautiful mind of yours. It's carried you through so much and it deserves a little extra care in return.